I keep it going, I'm rolling and flowing, I'm coasting, I got them all trolling me right. I just keep growing and showing them, knowing I'm owning this flow, you can catch me outside. Gonna get them all with a little payback. Never gonna fall, I'ma stay on the attack. Put them up against the wall as I finish every track. Never gonna stall, no, I'm never gonna slack. I've been like working and learning and searching for something to push my shit over the edge. I'ma keep burning and turning up profit, you know I can't stop it until I am dead. Gonna be unstoppable and profitable, cause I got a constant flow of knowledge, yo. If you got a problem, bro, take them off the throw. Coming to the top, I go, yeah, promise, slow.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
You can't stop this, I promise. Got electronic with a little rock shit. Rap on top of it, you can't even process it. I'ma keep dropping it till the chart's stopping it. Oh, I got the beats and I got the rhymes to make your girl cheat. I swear she a dime, get up on your feet. If you wanna climb and take it from me, I got nothing to hide. I get it, cause I want it, always on it, and I'm got it. Now I got it, got my shot in. You know I'ma be the one climb to the top of it. I'm dropping this, take a shot, I got the fifth. I'm watching it, crop top got me in. She got it shit, she wanna pop it off again. Drop it low and then she gon' take it off and sin, yeah.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah.
I gotta do it for the fans, yeah. I wanna do it for the fans, bruh. I got really big plans, yeah. I'ma do it cause I can, yeah. I throw cash for a minute, oh. She throw back for a minute, yeah. I flow fast when I get it, oh. She love that when I hit it, yeah. I'ma get high, I'ma get low. I'ma go fly to my own show. I don't say bye, I say hello. Get to know me, yeah, they call me B-Ho. Gonna be the best in the game, best in the fame. Nest in your brain and I spread like the plague. I don't give, no I take. Live for today, ain't nobody gonna say I didn't make a name.
Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Yeah. Roll up to the club and the city show me love. She gon' fit me like a glove. Sipping whiskey, feeling buzzed. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. R.I.P. Rest in peace. I'ma put that ass to sleep. Yeah. Yeah. They say life will bring discomfort, and I discovered we all just suffer cause no one feels. Growing up ain't easy. Too many things to do weekly. Too many thoughts to think deeply. Too many thoughts to be sleeping. Yeah, oh my god, I'm not eating. I feel so empty, I'm receding. And all of my friends are misleading. All of these posts and the lives they're leading. Yeah, oh, no way, I ain't gonna stand for this today. I'ma keep my head down, I'm okay. I don't wanna listen to a word they say. And we all know fear is a slogan, yeah. And we all feel broken, yeah. And we all outspoken. Need someone who could just so sometimes I struggle in this place. Been in circles several days, never knowing the right way. Yeah. Sometimes I struggle in this place. People look the other way, and we all deal with our pain. Oh yeah. No, I'm not down, no, I'm not out. If I got a voice, they gon' hear me shout. I can make my own choice and we've all got a mouth. I'ma make noise, yeah, that I don't doubt. I don't feel failure, not yet. Mistakes they make, you better don't regret. And like Drake said, man, I'm upset. Too many people out here wasting their breath, yeah, yeah. And still I feel like we've just all been going crazy. Too many people need to find themselves some safety. Just take control of your life, it's all day to day, yeah. Don't need nobody else, myself can always save. Sometimes I struggle in this place. Been in circles several days, never knowing the right this place. Been in circles several days, never knowing the right way. Yeah. Sometimes I struggle in this place. People look the other way, and we all deal with our pain. Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's J77, Mr. Grinds My Gears, here with the Grinds Game Bite. Oh man, there's been so much stuff going on here. We just gotta talk about it. I could not wait. Shout out to everybody, share it out. We got some things to talk about. Again, you don't need to buy studios to get games. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and my god, Grindadamus strikes again. Let's do this. What's up, Grinders? You know what time it is? It's not that time. It's actually a different time. It is a late night. Grinds After Dark. Let's go. You rang all day on the Twitters. You're like, Grinds, get in that room. Get in there. Start something. We want a show. And I was like, I'm at the beach. And then I just keep reading more and more. And the blood starts to boil. And I'm just like, what? What? And I'm reading more into this stuff, and I'm seeing the reaction, and I'm thinking about all these years. And I'm like, you know what, Grinders? We can't wait till tomorrow night. We can't wait till tomorrow night. Because there's other things I got to talk about that's going to be on the Grinds board. There's other things. But tonight, I got things to talk about. And if you don't see it in the title, there it is. And who knows where it's going to go. All I know is hit that like button, share it out, because the Grinders may be sleeping, they be tucking in, getting ready for a long sleep. Wake them up, hit the button. Wake them up. The Grindhouse is open prematurely. We're here. Get a drink. It's Sunday night.
You're my #1 customer.
And we got the game night here. 1, 2, 3. Forget the Marvel. See you, Avengers. Thank you for the super chat. He goes, forget the Marvel Cinematic Universe Avengers. We need the Xbox Executive Avengers. Cue bootleg Joel heroic music. Here he is. Thank you, Game Night 1, 2, 3. Thank you for coming in. This impromptu show. There it is, bootleg Joel. You know what, Game Night? That's hilarious because you know what? I'm going to get into the article, but you know what? Why don't we just start messy? We should start messy because you know what? They shit in our cereal every goddamn day. Why not? Why not, Game Night? Let's do it. Let's start it because this is going to be one of those shows. This is going to be one of the ones that I come back to 2 and 3 years from now and go, look at this. Because if you've been here You listen to this show. You listen to my rants about this stuff. This has been going back, man. This is what's killing me, is that I was saying this stuff and I was told, no, stop worrying. Don't worry. And it's just grinding my gears because everything that I said is goddamn true. I'm not an insider. I'm not bootleg Jez like the other dude. I'm not bootleg. I'm not an insider. I don't need to be. I heard something, dude. It's facts. It's business. It's the way Microsoft runs. I know Microsoft better than that clown. You want to know why? Because I'm a consumer. That's why. I'm a goddamn consumer, and I see the trends and bullshit that they've done to me. And why would they stop? And they not. What's up, Thrash? How you doing? But why not? Well, let's start messy but why not? Right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Here they are. Who needs the Avengers when we got the Xbox Executive Avengers, right? There he is. Captain Clown. We got Captain Clown right here. Here we go. This is the bitch Hulk. Here's bitch Hulk. Here, this is the technical. We could call him friggin' Rust Man. We're not gonna call him Iron Man. We'll call him Rust Man. He's the basically the tech guy. So we'll call him. And then here we go. Maybe that should be Captain Clown. Maybe Major Nelson gets another name with the white gloves. Maybe we'll call him like Ass Widow or something like that. But here's Captain Clown. There he is, Captain Clown. Who needs the Avengers, right? We got him. Bitch Hulk, Captain Clown, Rustman, goddamn friggin' what's his name? White hand glove, Mr. Look at this guy. This was on an Inside Xbox show. A waste of goddamn time. Look at the wasting goddamn time showing Sea of Thieves controls with white gloves. Shit's in the box. Why you got the white gloves on, fool? Goddamn Executive Clown Avengers. Who needs them? So you can tell where this is going. So this is what happened. So there's a book that came out. And a book that came out here, and there was a blurb in there about this Marvel IP. And in this article, it says it right here. Where is it? What the hell I had over here? I had it all queued up, and now I'm at lost there here. So this is what started the whole thing. Shout out Nick, best buds. Thrash, how you doing, man? Advocate, Compost, Nigel, Jedi Johnny, how you doing? Hit that like button, everybody. It's impromptu. Grinds my gears. So here it is. If you can't read, I'll read it to you. I'll read some of the stuff. All right? And Twisted Sink had a great comment in there. He goes, now we know why Wolverine, because of the success of Spider-Man. So here we go. 2014, right? So this is what's from the book. Basically, what he needed was a publisher partner who had not adopted the crappy license game mentality. He needed a company with an eye for long-term investments, one with vested interest that would benefit from building a franchise. That partner, this is Marvel Games reaching out, right? That partner would need to have a deep pool of talent, committed to quality, and inexhaustibly deep pockets. Yeah, that was the one thing that they got, right? There were 3 companies that fit that description. One of them, Nintendo, mostly developed games based on its own intellectual properties. Being from the console first in my past, I pinged both sides, both Xbox and PlayStation, and said, we don't have any big console deals with anyone right now. What would you like to do? Microsoft's strategy was to focus on their own IP. They passed. I cue Benny Hill music. Then I sat down with 2 executives from PlayStation third party. Adam Boyes and John Drake, in August 2014, in a conference room in Burbank. I said, we have a dream that this is possible. And we could beat Arkham. Because remember, Arkham was that first superhero game that really, hit. I guess like one of the best superhero games, right? Now it's from DC. So Marvel's like, we need ours, right? This is competition, right? Competition. We could beat Arkham and have one game at least, and maybe multiple games that could drive adoption of your platform. Jae-Young, that's the guy. Boyes Drake, Connie Booth, Vice President of Product Development, Sony Interactive Entertainment, and Scott Rhodes, Senior Vice President of Product Entertainment, Sony Interactive Entertainment, offered to make AAA PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man game. With the exception of 2003, Activision had released at least one Spider-Man game per the year of 2000 to 2008, sometimes more. Having controlled the license for nearly a decade, Activision was also immersed in how well Spider-Man games were currently selling, and they could no longer imagine how well a Spider-Man game could sell. You've got Spider-Man, you've got Sony, you've got people willing to throw 40 and 50 million into a game conservatively. That's very different. And in those days, before Arkham Asylum, the publisher was paying you, not the licensor. The publisher wanted to spend as little as possible. Vince Dempsey. So we see. Marvel was looking for their Arkham game, their best superhero game. This is incredible how this was turning out. I tell you, oh man, this is insane. Shout out to over 100 people watching on this impromptu Grinds My Gears. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. DDP, what's up? Mario187, what does he say? Publishers known for punishing its victims and melee focus. Not everybody's down to play another Batman Spider-Man combat game. What? What do you say? I don't know. It went away. Not every hero, he says. Okay. Steve Jobs told you why they passed. Exactly. So this is just incredible that this is how I explain, moving the... remember when I said about Horizon? Oh my God, look at those emojis. Remember when I said about Horizon how when you see that game and inspires developers to do something more with their games or to do something, that's how you move gaming forward. That's how we experience better games. Right? Like, it's not just this everybody going Game Pass is the future. That's it. You can't make the service the future. It has to be the content, especially if you're talking about games. Any service. You see how people are dropping Game Pass. We'll talk about it tomorrow. People just dropping Game Pass. Why not? If it's not delivering the content, like, would you stay subscribed to a goddamn HelloFresh when they're shitting in your box? When you go, I order fresh food every day and there's a piece of shit in your box. You're like, fuck this, I'm not subscribing anymore. That's how you vote with your wallet. You don't like the content, you drop it. So, when you look at what a game does to the gaming industry, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, well, the first Arkham game, basically inspired superhero games. Like, oh, we could do superhero games. Batman was a great game. Let's do it, And Marvel was like, well, DC got some great game. Where's our great game? We're done with these crappy licensed games. Let's make a great game. Let's go to the biggest publishers because they're looking. They want a deep pool of talent, committed to quality, and exhaustively deep pockets. That's probably why they went to Xbox, Microsoft, exhaustively deep pockets. Remember, Sony's poor, though. Remember, Sony's poor. They're poor. Sony's poor. Remember, Microsoft has all the money. Yo, thank you so much. DJ, a member, a VIP grinder for 8 months. Before, just to bring back, let's celebrate the VIP grinders. Here we are, doing splits with Herman Holst. I got a new one now with him in his friggin' James Bond attire. But shout out to DJ. Thank you for being 8-month grinder. And he goes, Phil wanted Crackdown as the 4th Xbox pillar instead of a Marvel Lifetime Achievement. Yes, instead of Marvel Lifetime Achievement Award. I see what you did there, and I know you cue the music. Thank you, DJ.
Hold on.
Okay.
I know.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Yep, there it is. The emoji. I know. Crackdown 3. Oh, Jesus, please. Where's his apology? Crackdown 3 is being delayed because it's going to be the game that the fans deserve. Talking out his ass. Talking out of his booty hole. That's what he's talking about. So they're looking. They're shopping. The Arkham did well. Hey, Arkham did incredible. Let's go. We want Oz. That's how you do it. You make an incredible game. Other developers want to do that.
You just made the list.
That's what you do. That's how you inspire the gaming industry. That's how you move it forward. Twisted Sync VIP Grinder. Thank you. You those emojis, baby. Use them. We're going to be using a lot of this one. Boosters and goddamn Phil Spencer stupid ass faces. And then tomorrow we're going to be using a lot of the 3 C's. Yeah. Shout out to Thrash. You've been poking out 1 3C. Oh, and here's the quality that they're looking around for. The Halo Rat and Craig. You got them. You got them all, Twisted. Thank you, VIP Grinder. There they all are. And then Herman Holtz with the splits. That's what the VIP grinders. I digress. So, we're looking at this shit. Here it is. We don't have any big console deals with anyone right now, Marvel says. Open market. Microsoft's strategy was to focus on their own IP. Listen, this is 2014. Phil Ness has been in there. He came in right at the beginning of the year. They're shopping around in 2014. August, they met with Sony. Phil Spencer's been here. Remember? He took Kinect out of the box. Let's see. Well, you know what? Grind this is we're gonna go down memory lane here. We're gonna go down some memory lane. Let's see where Phil Ness was. Where was Phil Ness? 2014 Phil Ness. Let's see. We know we do guess the Phil Ness. So let's go see in 2014 what Phil was doing. Phil, what were you doing in 20? What kind of bull was he talking about then? Hold on, I don't want music. Let's see what Phil was talking about. Let's see. Phil in 2014 interview. Let's see what Phil was trying to do back then. Oh, here he is. Let's see. Which one? Oh, yeah, he was loving himself. Let's see. Oh, wait, here's a good one. We got a good one right here. Oh, wow. We got a good one right here, everybody.
What we did at our briefing, we really wanted to...
Let's see, the Phil Ness 2014. Let's go back. Guess the Phil Ness. Let's see what he says. Phil, what do you have to say in 2014?
I'm really happy to hear and read...
Wait. Before we hear the Phil Ness, before we talk about the Phil Ness here, all right? Hold on. Before we talk about it, just some in the background, Marvel shopping around all their IP. They're like, yo, we need a big deal. You saw what they said. We want all right, they're shopping around 2014. Let's hear all the Phil Ness that went on in 2014.
Response to what we did at our briefing, we really wanted to come in and make sure that everybody understood that, I don't know, I ran first-party studios. I'm somebody who grew up playing games. I think about a gaming console like Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo as a place I want to go play great games. And for me, this E3 was an opportunity for us to come out and just really show what we're about, how we show up. I didn't want to take shots at anybody else. It wasn't about that. It was really just here. I love the art form that we have in games. I love the creators. I wanted to bring them on the floor and actually sit with them on the floor and talk amongst them and have them
Phantom
come
Dust,
up and
original
talk about
assets,
their games
holy
and
shit.
show a very diverse lineup. The reaction to that's been great. That's why we do this. We do this so people will buy our games and buy our console. So that's really nice. The last year has been a good learning opportunity for all of us in the Xbox team. We're in it to win. Nobody should take away that we're not competitive with Sony and Nintendo. Completely are, and I don't want everybody to buy an Xbox One. But I think we get there through showing what we're doing and what we're focused on, and not really focus on the other guys specifically. I applauded them. I thought they had nice shows. And it's nice to see the response that the fans have had to our show. Well, you're seeing a resurgence now, and I might not even say a resurgence. We saw both the 360, the PS3, and the Wii U were in the market for an awful long time and had tremendous success. Now we've got Sony and us coming out at the same time, and you've never seen this many new generation consoles sold in such a short period of time, which is great success for the industry.
Great success.
I think mobile, I think PC I think free-to-play, kind of more accessible business models around games are just creating more people that look at games as something that they want to entertain themselves with, how they want to spend their time. And then when you look at the very high-fidelity things that we're able to put on their television screens through the console industry and the power of today's console, I think it's the amount of game content out there, the amount of gamers, we probably have more gamers than we've ever seen playing all kinds of games, is just a good thing for the console business. I think that's playing out right now. We have a good lineup of free-to-play games on 360, and I think it's an interesting business model and creative mechanic for getting people to play, and things like Happy Wars and World of Tanks and Warface and stuff on 360 have done really well.
Jesus.
Early on in a new generation like we are with Xbox One, free-to-play as a model really requires a lot of people. That's how the whole model works. You're going to monetize such a smaller set. We've embraced free-to-play long ago in the console space, and we'll continue to do that.
We still need Xbox Live, though. It didn't take until, listen, grind this. We embraced free-to-play. He's talking about free-to-play in 2014. He removed it last year, that you need Xbox Live. Dude, he removed it last year. To remove Xbox Live required for free-to-play games, he removed it. Took him just under a decade, just under 6 years and 10 to 8 years. You know, it took about 8 years we embraced free to play in 2014. Holy shit!
Form of gaming, and you see a lot of innovation there, and something that I think is here to stay. You talk about the multiple price points and the multiple ways that we monetize games today. I think that's a great thing for our industry. It's not that everybody has to pay $60
up our ass
to
bullshit
play
in
games. You can buy
2014.
downloadable games that are cheaper. They're free-to-play games out there on other devices. You see advertising-funded games and other things. This is just great. The kind of top of the top from a fidelity standpoint, from a completeness
they turned down Marvel to focus on their own IP.
And, you know, I think it's a viable model, and it's proving out to be successful. You've got publishers out there having tremendous success.
Marvel in the background right now is shopping around looking for who's going to make the next big Marvel IP, Spider-Man.
There's strength in that model. And it's, I think, a
this
good thing.
Motherfucker talking about free-to-play bullshit.
$60. There's just so many different ways that people get involved in
this
gaming,
is
so many different business models.
Their head is not into making big games. They don't care.
As well as part of that. Well, the response to Halo Master Chief Collection from our briefing was pretty tremendous. We thought early on in the life cycle of a new console, the ability to give people access to all 4 games in an unlocked way with all the multiplayer maps, just a great kind of bookend
took 4 years to fix it.
To the Xbox One generation. The nice thing about what 343 is doing with Halo is they're taking a very long-term approach to the franchise. I don't think they're overusing it. They're finding in the book space, they're finding the stories that are best told in a linear book form, and that's where they're focusing effort there. The stuff that they're doing video with Ridley Scott right now that'll be coming out.
What?
You know, it's really about the medium in which Halo will come out, making it more the story and the characters more accessible to more people. But everybody should know that first and foremost, Halo is a first-person shooter, and that's where we stay focused. It has to succeed there. I like the Master Chief Collection coming out this November at $60. I think that's a good value for Halo fans and kind of lets them get their library on Xbox One before Halo 5 gets here. And I have a lot of trust that 343 is going to manage that franchise over the long run very carefully.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Look at Fable Legends, another a canceled game right here. Dude, what the fuck is he talking about? Master Chief Collection was a collection of old-ass games, and he says that 343 is doing the long-term approach. Holy shit.
Yeah, Gears of War is incredibly important to us.
I don't
people
even
know, we acquired the intellectual property from Epic Games in January. We hired Rod Ferguson, who's been one of the longtime creators on Gears of War. He joined the team up at Black Tusk. I have a review with them, actually, funny enough, next week. Maybe it's the 24th. Anyway, they're coming down.
I think that project where Ridley Scott is that fucking Halo Nightfall that had, like, it was an intro to, like, fucking Agent, what's his name? The other Spartan, Agent Locke. I think that's the Ridley Scott game. I don't know. He's just name dropping. Just like this Halo that you watched, where Master Chief is laying pipe and goddamn fucking doing everybody in the goddamn galaxy without a helmet on. That was made by Steven Spielberg. Huh? Steven Spielberg.
A few moments later.
The fuck am I watching? Master Chief fucking around. He getting beat up. He got killed. Cortana watching grabbing ass. What the fuck is going on? That's Steven Spielberg for you. What the fuck happened to E.T.? Holy shit. We went downhill from E.T. and Indiana Jones. That's all I said. Steven Spielberg made that fucking trash that was on Paramount Plus. Belongs on Cinemax. This is what I mean. This is what they do. They don't care what you want as a gamer. All the bullshit he's saying is, this is it. All we needed was, this sums it all up, everybody. I got it right here. The summing of this conversation, this is just one. This is just one. We got the sum. Marvel is shopping around IP. I see them lurking. You can see them looking over here in the corner. I see the fucking guy over here. He's trying to buy. Who wants to make a Spider-Man game? The biggest IP for Marvel. We need somebody to make an incredible Marvel game. We got all this IP. We got X-Men. The motherfucker talking about free-to-play games. Crackdown 3. Master Chief Collection. Old-ass shit. Ridley Scott fucking novel books and shit. The fuck are we doing? This is the summary. I got the summary right here. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. There's your summary of all the bullshit. Destiny. Oh, yeah, I saw it. Destiny's on vacation, dude. He's over at Sands Resort. He took his picture. He says, I love the Xbox news. He loves it. He's know what he's doing. He's filling out his $80 postcards from a fucking Sands vacation. That's what he's doing. He has $80 postcards he has to sign. So basically, he went on vacation to get some postcards from the Caribbean that he's going to send back to all the people. All his $80 paid subscribers and shit. What I gotta see, does Phil Ness go anywhere from here? Let's see.
To Redmond, and I'm going to see what we're looking at for the next version of Gears. Yeah, this wasn't a show. We just wasn't the right time. Sure, we could have put together something with no clear ship date idea or something. I didn't want to do that. I said let's keep the team focused on getting the right game idea, and then when we were there and we've got a story
it's
to tell on
stage,
they
take you in the back and they kick you in the nuts.
I'm incredibly excited about what the team can do, trying to take Gears and maybe get a little more gritty with the IP. I think would be a good thing for it.
Phil, you have no goddamn clue.
A dream mashup game. Wow. That's a
GameSpot with that bullshit. Who's holding that goddamn microphone? Yo, Cyber Dragon with 6 month VIP Grinder. What's up, man? Thank you. Welcome to the VIP Grindhouse. Herman Holtz doing quality splits. Shout out to Chat Mods Grinders and the Grinds Bite podcast. Thank you so much, man. Thank you again. You know what? Let's see. We got some more Phil Ness. Marvel shopping around IP. This is Phil Spencer in 2014. This is Phil Ness. What else? Let's see what else he was saying. I gotta see. This is all live. I don't know what the fuck he said, but I know he said a bunch of bullshit because it was grinding my gears. Talent. They didn't know. They got the fucking. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. No, guys. Where it is. Hold on, Grinders. You know what's coming. Holy shit. Look at this. Now we turn for a worse, guys. You know what's coming. Look at the emoji that I'm using. This is what happened. You just browse Twitter. You wonder why people have no goddamn knowledge. It's all here. Look at this. I'm searching Phil Ness interviews. Look at this. Oh shit. Oh my god. The check marks.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy
The
Spirit,
check marks.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
From 2014. The check marks. They're attacked.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Shit.
Activate. Activate.
Shit. Shit. Shit.
Oh my god. I don't even want to know what the fuck these guys were talking about this interview. Holy shit. Do I click on it? Do I click on it and see? Do I click on this and see what kind of smoke that blew up his ass? Oh man, I don't know. Oh, I don't know where this is gonna go, Grinders. I don't know. This is not what I wanted. I just want to just get the mentality of when Marvel shopping around IP, and this is what we're blowing smoke up a Phil Ness ass. I don't know.
Of X this week allows people to go up on the website and look at the features and help us prioritize. I think that's great. It's critical to our success.
Now, I felt with the media briefing, you really kind of got back to basics. It was all about games, and I know the Xbox One is considered the all-in-one entertainment device. You even pre-E3 announced all the new apps that'll be coming for entertainment.
Yeah.
This year. But is it safe to say that moving forward with Xbox One, the focus will remain on gaming?
Absolutely. Every year. I know that the customer that has to love our product every year is that gaming customer. Somebody who wants to play video games on their television screen through a console. I want Xbox One to be the best place for them. But I also know that when people they do other things on their television. And
there you go. See? No, you end it there, Phil. You end it there. It's about games and moving on. But did you see the butt? You see the butt? You hear the butt?
I do not want to touch his ass. I want to make him talk. Okay.
You hear the butt? See? Oh, it's the best place. He gets out the PR line because it's about games, right? He gets out the PR line, and then it's but. See? You hear right here.
Xbox One to be the best place for them. But I also know that when people they do other things on their television, and we've architected Xbox from the beginning to do other things and do them really well. But if I don't win with gamers, if we're not the best place to play games, none of that other stuff's going to matter. So me, it's about sequencing our focus. Gamers are number one. I want to be a great place for video. I want to be a great place for music. I want to be a great place for things like Skype and Twitch and all that. I got to win with games first. That's got to be the number one priority.
But do you see? If games are the number one priority, then nothing fucking else should come out of your mouth. You shouldn't be saying, well, we got to be good at games, and then that gets Skype and Twitch up. See what I mean? That's the end game. The end game is that bullshit. I don't even want to listen. This is Phil Ness for another day. This shit. I don't even want to listen to this friggin' thing. I don't even want to listen to it. Because this is like
reach people at kind of very soulful level and
why did I click this?
In the box 100%.
Games sell because they reach people at kind of very soulful level and
what was the question?
Dance Central, is a big.
Fantasia's coming.
Fantasia's coming.
Fantasia, holy
where's
shit.
the incentive for other developers now to want to continue using Kinect if they can't be guaranteed that it's going to be in the box 100%?
Games sell because they reach people at kind of very soulful level and create fun and delight and competition and all the things that we love about playing games. The things that enable that game, I think, in a developer's mind and a gamer's mind, are kind of secondary, right? It's not, and I've used this example before, and I don't know if people like it or not. For Alex, it's kind of in his history of like Guitar Hero. He was a massive franchise for a long time. You had to go buy a big plastic guitar to play Guitar Hero. I didn't mind because I love playing Guitar Hero, right? So, and it wasn't about, hey, we're gonna come out with a guitar, and then people are gonna figure out whether they want to play games with it. No, it was all in one package. Dance Central was that for Kinect, and I'll just stay with Alex for a while. Kinect Sports, another huge Kinect franchise. If you look at those two franchises, you say, I don't play those games. It's just not my style. Then there are other games. D4 is coming. We've got Fru on the floor. We've got iDarb on the floor. We've got other games coming.
Skype.
And
see what I mean? Do you hear, like, it's about the games, but, we got to be first and foremost about the games. He's still hyping up Kinect in 2014. He probably would have said, you know what, Marvel, I'll do a Kinect game. God damn. So you know what? Let's see. So let's see if so they did the deal when? In August, right? They were talking to Sony in August. Let's hear what Phil had to follow up with in 2014. Well, Marcus pissed himself. Oh shit. Sorry, Marcus. Oh, let's see what Phil has to say in 2015. After Sony found the deal, he's still talking Kinect and touch and Skypes and all the, still talking Skype. Holy shit! Let's see what Phil has to say in 2015. After Marvel kind of got its deal with Sony in August of 2014 to make goddamn games with huge superhero IP. You know what? When's the other thing? When did the Iron Man came out? Like when was the first Marvel movie? When was the first Marvel unit? When did it start? Wow. So the first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie was Iron Man in 2008. The Avengers, the first Avengers movie was in 2012. So we already seen the success of Marvel by 2014. So in 2014, they're shopping around Marvel IP to make a game. The Avengers came out in 2014. Iron Man 3 came out in 2013. So Iron Man was 20. There was plenty of time to know the impact that Marvel was having on the entertainment and possibly gaming thing. So yeah, that's right, Twisted Sync. Yeah, like 2008. So I'm looking at this is not like, oh well, we didn't have the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. Marvel wasn't real. Dude, Marvel was started this in 2018. They could have made a Hulk game. Oh my God, everybody was asking for a Hulk game. Dude, Marvel was looking for their Batman Arkham game. What an opportunity that they passed on to focus on their IP. And you hear Phil at E3 of 2014 still talking about Kinect. But let's see, 2015 is when, Phil was there for over a year now. So let's hear what Phil had to say. Phil Ness in 2015. Let's hear.
Oh, damn, Jez. You are really grinding those gears now. Back off. I was Phil Ness in 2014. And I came on. That was the beginning of the Phil Ness. You got my early interviews. You got them. But just leave it there, please. Please don't go to 2015. Please. That's when the Phil Ness... You're gonna hurt me. You're gonna kill my Phil Ness. Please don't go to 2015. Please. Don't do it. You know what? I win an awards, bitch. I'm an award. I'm a Lifetime Achievement Award without delivering games. Who the hell can do that? I am Phil Ness. I'm winning awards, bitch. Don't you go back to 2015. That was early. That was baby Phil Ness. I was just a little Phil Ness. Now I'm huge. I'm an award winner, bitch.
Screw you, Phil. I'm going back to 2015. Let's go see what you were saying in 2015 because you turned down Marvel for your IP. Let's see what you had to say to Mr. Peely's. Let's see. Just Jeff Keighley, the Joffs. Let's see what Phil Ness 2015 turns down Marvel. Let's see what he says now.
With us this morning, and many of you were, millions of you. You saw the Microsoft briefing.
You don't want me to go back. Wonder why.
And it was an incredible show. I said earlier that it was, I think, the best briefing that Xbox has done in its history. And joining us now to bring us up to speed on everything Xbox is doing is the man you saw many times this morning, Xbox P3, Phil Spencer. Phil, how are things?
Things are good.
There he is.
It was a great feeling to get the conference to start it, have the work that the teams are doing show up. Yeah. See the fans on the floor. That moment when we announced back compat, I thought the roof was going to come off the Galen. It was fantastic.
Backwards compatibility. Wait a second. So, Marvel comes to you to say, would you like to make the next biggest superhero game? And you turn it down because you want to focus on your IP. And then announce backwards compatibility. They're there to offer you something to make something new.
And you're also doing a really cool thing this week, Xbox Fan Fest, where you had...
I don't care about Fan
last night. This is the best week.
No, I don't care
having
about
them here at E3. This is what it's...
Yeah, what's
the 30th year of third-party games.
God.
30th year
Rare
of
Replay.
I thought the Rare Replay, or the games that they've been working on over the years on so many different platforms,
back
and then
old
leading right
IP
into a
games.
brand new IP, something that they're building from the ground up, was a great opportunity. But, opening with Halo 5, we have such a strong exclusive lineup this fall, mixed with the great third-party games. But the Rare moment for me was kind of special, just known that studio for such a long time.
Well, and I think people are really excited that they're back to doing, real sort of, games for gamers.
Yeah, it was gave them the reins and said, you guys build what you want to build. Greg Males, who I've known for years, is there. Craig Duncan running the studio. Right. There's just a great opportunity to have the creativity that Rare has
You
built
didn't
over
bring back
30
any of
years
those
and then
games,
look
dude.
forward on what
Perfect
they
Dark.
want to make on gaming.
Viva Pinata.
Oh, we talked about Halo. Josh Holmes was
Banjo.
here earlier. That game
Good.
looks phenomenal. Gears 4, Rod Ferguson's going to be
That was the
by
last
as
time
well.
he
That's
brought
gonna
back
be coming
Perfect
out. So
Dark.
that'll be a big game for next holiday for you guys, right?
Next holiday looks fantastic when we
Right.
start looking at the lineup. I'm excited about getting to Gamescom and getting to show Scalebound and Quantum Break and Crackdown.
Those are all going to be in 2016?
We haven't announced dates for all
Okay.
of them yet, but I mean the lineup next year is looking incredibly strong when we look at those games.
I wondered why Phil Ness didn't want me to go back to 2015 interview. He was just name dropping games that he would soon cancel. Oh. Ouch.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
This is
activate.
what he was doing.
Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
What was that again,
Activate.
Brandon? Before we go back to hear what the Phil Ness said, no wonder he didn't want me to go back to 2015. I figured that. You believe that? Let's see. Who are you? Who are you? 5 member of 7 months. Thank you so much, man. VIP grind. He goes, I never heard someone try so hard to sell a product without actually talking about the product. Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Exactly. And notice his swagger back then in 2014, 2015. Because he had the games, right? He had name dropping some shit. It wasn't until the fallout of 2015, 2016 when he shut all this shit down that then they just went back to talking about PC and clouds and all this other bullshit. It became about the technology. But you see, when he had a lineup from probably Donnie D's era that he just inherited, he was all dropping names. That even Jeff Keighley is like, wow, that's a crazy lineup. Is that all dropping next year? And Phil's like, we'll cancel Scalebound in January. So just think 6 months later, Phil was hyping up Scalebound to cancel it in January. Here it is.
Up next year is looking incredibly strong when we look at those games. And some of them actually might come a little earlier than that. But it's
they're going to come earlier.
Some of them might even come this year?
Time. Well, before next E3.
Okay,
some of
before
maybe.
next E3.
Like games
Some will
gotta
get
be right
canceled by
before
next
we-
year.
Whatever your name
You have
is,
a lot of,
get ready for the
amazing
big surprise.
titles across the spectrum. As you said, the fact that you could have Scalebound, Crackdown, and Quantum Break not even at E3.
Yeah.
And that was a strategic decision to kind of wait and give them their own stage?
Yeah, like Recore, our first time working on a first-party game within Inafune-san is something I wanted to show on stage here.
Yeah.
He was in the audience. It was great to be able to do that. But yeah, the first party, obviously, as the old first-party guy, is really important to me. But at the same time, we had Todd on our stage, and Todd Howard has such a history with Xbox, and we'll still have Call of Duty, and Destiny, and Star Wars Battlefront. Like we'll have great third-party games and the mix of the first-party games. It's just what Xbox gamers want.
Right. Let's talk about...
Wow. This is the same dude, everybody. This is the same guy that's telling you right now to wait. You hear the whole slew of games he had for you. But you want to know what? In the last 4 years, has he talked like this? Has he spoke like this in the last 4 years? No, he hasn't. I'll answer the goddamn question for you. He hasn't. Shout out to new subscriber. Who is the subscriber? Waverly Brown joined the Grindhouse. Thank you, Waverly. Thank you. He hasn't spoken about, you hear how he's speaking when he had all these games. You see him dropping names, right? Scalebound, Crackdown, Call of Duty, blah, 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 blah. But remember, everybody, if you talk to an Xbox gamer now, they'll tell you that Xbox was shit. We're better now. We're better right now. Hit that goddamn like button if that's bullshit, because it is bullshit. Hit that like button because it is bullshit. This is what I was telling Crap Gamer on fucking Mooch's Crossfire. Shout out to Mooch and going to Crossfire 2 weeks ago when I went on there. He's like, we're better off now. We're so much better now. He didn't have 30 goddamn studios back then. He's right on all fucking games left and right, man. They all came out. A couple he canceled. But dude, he was making third-party deals with Rise of the Tomb Raider. He had his lineup of Halos and Gears and oh yeah, he had it all. Has he spoken like this in the last 4 years? No, he hasn't. He hasn't. But you're better now, though. Now you're better when he has all these name dropping. Look at this is when he had goddamn games. You hear him. Look. You hear him.
As the old first party guy is really important.
He's the old first party guy,
He was in
everybody.
the audience. It was great.
could have.
You know, he knows about quality. He's the first party guy. He knows about quality.
Scalebound, Crackdown, and Quantum Break.
And some of them actually might come a little earlier than that. But it's
some of them might even come this year.
Break and Crackdown.
That game looks phenomenal.
Yeah, the list.
Gears 4, Rod Ferguson's going to be by as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming out. So that'll be a big game for next
Executive
holiday.
handbook.
Right?
You know, next holiday looks fantastic when we start looking at the lineup. I'm excited about getting to Gamescom and getting to show Scalebound and Quantum Break and Crackdown.
Those all going to be in 2016?
We haven't announced dates for all of them yet, but I mean, the lineup next year is looking incredibly strong.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's see. Crackdown got delayed. Scalebound got canceled 6 months later. Recore came out, got a definitive edition. Dude, it's been not good. But he's the first party guy.
Get those games. And some of them actually might come a little earlier than that.
Ooh,
but it's
come early.
Some of them might even come this year?
Time. Well, before next E3.
Okay,
Some of them maybe. Like games got to be right before we ship it.
You guys do have a lot of amazing sort of first-party titles across the spectrum. As you said, the fact that you could have Scalebound, Crackdown, and Quantum Break not even at E3.
Yeah.
And that was a strategic decision to kind of wait and give them their own stage?
Yeah, like Recore, our first time working on a first-party game with Inafune-san is something I wanted to show on stage here.
Yeah.
He was in the audience. It was great to be able to do that. But first-party guys, really important to me. But at the same time, we had Todd on our stage, and Todd Howard has such a history.
I don't hear you, Todd.
Right. Let's talk about some of the things that I know you guys were just talking about on the Daily Show, which is the new Xbox, the Xbox Live interface, and how that's.
Oh, not Marvel.
I know you guys didn't show that this morning, but you guys continue to improve the platform as well?
Yeah, our focus has really been around performance.
Yeah.
Like letting people do the things that they want to do on the platform quickly. And I thought we
gotta
had
be
some
right.
real improvement
Right,
that we
yeah,
could make. I
gotta be
think
right.
people will see it this week. The changes there, the common tasks are about
Remember
50%
they update the dashboard
faster
like every 3
for
months?
people on the dash, and that's important. I'm on our dash, as people know, almost every day.
He's not on the dash
playing
anymore. That
games,
dash is still the
interacting
same
with
one from
people.
fucking 3 years
And
ago.
There's certain things I thought we could make better, and team
He's
has
not on
stepped
that
up,
dash
just like they did
anymore.
with backward compatibility, and I like the looks of the new UI.
One thing that I think people were speculating about, just naturally as they do, is at what point you might redesign the Xbox One, make a smaller one, improve other elements of it. You didn't talk about that at E3. Is that something that's on the roadmap?
Yeah, I think when you look at the full generation, you always see redesigns of the hardware. I expect we will do the same. But when I think about what gamers really need out of the box right now, it's the form factor. It probably isn't the number one request of, hey, can we do something with the plastic, the industrial.
Of it, there's some examples you had in the briefing where people could, call out to get a screenshot taken.
Oh my God.
Kinect, people still have it. There's some examples you had in the briefing where people could, call out to get a screenshot taken and things like that. As a platform for Kinect, are you putting resources against designing games content for Kinect?
Marvel
or is that sort
wanted
of
to do a
passed
game
over?
with
No,
us.
we have lots of engineers that work on the Kinect functionality to support third parties and the games that are developed with Kinect. So it's an important investment for us in making sure the platform's great. The technology that's in HoloLens is similar. It's actually the same team that does the back-end technology around gesture and voice. So there's a lot of investment in that space. And I think actually as HoloLens gaming take off, you might see more games coming to Xbox that are Kinect, just as people get more adept at using motion and voice.
So HoloLens, you had a really cool Minecraft demo
you
there.
like
I think, yeah, looked cool. But I just wonder, is that the game aspect of it, and HoloLens? I know it's still in the Windows 10 timeframe. When are people gonna be able to get a HoloLens and start to experience it? Is it this year?
We haven't announced the date. We're really focused on the experiences. We know we need to get the experiences right before we think about date and price and other things that people ask. That's what's been great about having the Mojang team work with.
Look at the waste of time that
Zach,
they
who's
put
on
on
the
stage.
team, and Lydia, who's
This is
on the
what they
team.
did at E3.
This is
Instead of
experience to
look at this, the fucking clowns. Instead of showing a goddamn brand new Marvel game that they just shopped around Marvel last year, this is the bullshit that you put on the E3 stage. Hopes and dreams, hoping and praying and wishing and hoping and wishing and hoping and praying and wishing and hoping and maybe and wishing and fullness and wishing and hoping and wishing and hoping and maybe. This is what you're doing. This is the bullshit that's on the stage. This is the bullshit they put at E3 2015. You got the bullshit of Kinect. All I could say is take a picture, grab my ass, all this bullshit. Then they take E3 time and show this horse shit that never amounted to a hill of beans. And then talked about a whole bunch of games that were not ready but said they were coming next year. Okay. Marvel-ish. Guys, do you see the frustration here? Just think Marvel is in the background after the Marvel Cinematic Universe shopping around their IP going, who wants to make amazing Marvel IP game, a license, a Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Iron Man game, the Avengers game. Who wants to make a huge IP game? Motherfucker talking about Recore, Kinect, Scalebound, which you canceled 3 months later, 6 months later, Crackdown my ass 3 with the cloud bullshit. Do you see where their mind was? When Marvel is shopping around IP. Who wants to make the next Batman Arkham game with Marvel IP? Who wants to do this blockbuster game? Who wants to... Motherfucker, there we go. Oh, nope. Phil Spencer goes like this. He goes, what? Quality games?
Cold pop.
Quality games?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Phil's like, what?
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't have time for quality games.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I gotta show this bullshit.
For that. Bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Phil got he doesn't know time for Marvel IP and what that could be. No, he don't know no time for that. I gotta show this fucking horse shit. HoloLens 1. I gotta show this.
You know, this is experience to me felt authentic to Minecraft.
Look how excited they are. Look. This motherfucker can't wait right here. This fucking guy, look at him. He's fucking spellbound. This motherfucker, look at him. He's zoned out. He's like, holy shit. Now remember, he don't see the fucking lady on stage with all the bullshit though. He just sees somebody with a mask on walking around touching and feeling shit. But this guy's fucking lit. Fucking lit. This guy's going, oh fuck, I could have got a fucking Marvel game. This motherfucker showing me VR bullshit in Minecraft. Fucking guy's like, I heard Marvel's making an incredible game with their IP. Motherfucker showing me goddamn grabbing ass on goddamn Minecraft with a fucking VR lens that costs like $7,000. Fucking guy, look at him. He's pissed. This is one of the cappers there. He's clapping. Goes, I got to clap for Phil. I got to clap for Phil, he says. This guy right here. He goes, my buddy, he invited me to Xbox Fan Fest. He paid for my shit. I got to clap for him, even though I don't know what the fuck's what's going on. Phil, guys, we don't have time for Marvel IP. We don't have time for Marvel.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We don't have no time. Look at these fucking people. They're stoked. Fucking dude is stoked. This guy's stoked. They're hyped up for VR, for fucking HoloLens.
Yep. And authentic to HoloLens.
Look at this.
We need to land those. And having the first-party team partnered with the platform team is just a unique opportunity. And I love this demo. I just thought it
it's amazing. Well, and that's the thing is that you guys do such a great job the way you film this, because it's sort of the camera sees it and you sort of imagine what this person
in their eyes building right now. The camera itself is a feat in getting that camera to work. But I mean, this is what.
Yeah, the camera. Do you remember the camera? The camera's showing this whole big thing, but guess what? I tried HoloLens. All you see is a goddamn credit card view of this shit. This guy is not seeing this whole thing. All he's seeing is the top of this goddamn roof. That's what he's seeing. Minecraft glory holes. Oh shit. This is what they had time for. Not Marvel IP. Sorry, guys. We have no time for Marvel IP.
Seeing he's obviously on the other side.
No time.
He sees that same perspective when he looks at the table.
No, he doesn't. You don't see all that, dude.
For a game like that, it just seems very natural.
Absolutely. So is that something that will work with my Xbox One?
No, that is a native. HoloLens is an untethered device. The computing is in the HoloLens itself.
So you able to talk to the Xbox One or connect up to potentially, like, I'm just thinking of an idea if I could have, playing Halo and I could have my HoloLens on and my controller and I could have, like, augmented things around it.
We've been working on that. And in fact, there's some demos that we were looking at showing around what we can put around a television if you have a HoloLens on. On stage, it was going to be kind of hard to do, but there's a good roadmap of things for Xbox customers if they own a HoloLens and how those two will corroborate. But this is HoloLens standalone running Minecraft in the Veil itself.
Do you hear the lies coming out of this? This is what they had time for in 2015. This is what the E3 audience is seeing this dude do. This is what people, FanFest, that just drank the Phil Ness juice is sitting in the crowd watching this guy do this. Marvel is shopping around IP in the background that Microsoft turns down. You hear, oh yeah, when HoloLens hooks up to Xbox was a roadmap. Do you hear the lies, the blatant lies? Why would you show it if that wasn't the end game? Don't you understand this stuff? This is the problem that I had. 2050, we're going down the fucking hill right now. Jeff Keighley is asking questions going, whoa, so you took E3 game time to show this stuff. And this thing is going to hook up to your Xbox because it's about gaming, right, Phil? It's about gaming, right, Phil? Like what you said last year. If you don't have the games, then Twitch and Skype and all those things are meaningless if you don't have the games, right? You rattled off a bunch of games that you said are coming next year, but then you said, oh, no, they're not coming. We don't know when they're coming. It starts. It's starting. You see the Phil Ness is starting. He's lying out his ass. Oh, HoloLens will know when you're hooked up to an Xbox with a controller. We've got a roadmap here. What? The lies. Because you took time out of gaming time to show this fucking guy doing this. And you're telling me this guy with this goddamn contraption over here, he has a fucking NASA goddamn computer on his goddamn hip. He's seeing the whole goddamn Minecraft. This guy has a fucking visor on. He's seeing a little credit card version of that. So what he's seeing is not what this fucking NASA guy got going on, the fucking Robotnik going on over here. This motherfucker's walking around with all this shit. But this is what they were pushing. HoloLens. No, they had no intent for gaming of this shit. They had no intent for gaming. This is all bull. This is all Microsoft, as Frog says, Microsoft and Xbox. Oh, yeah, we'll show them some sort of jerk-off demo that will get them excited about our technology that's coming. This is what they had time for. But Marvel, no time for Marvel. No time for your IP. Iron Man came out in 2008. Avengers was coming out in 2012, came out. Where 2014, Marvel is hitting stride in the entertainment industry. Here they are with IP. Microsoft says, what did they say?
Cold pop. I think got time for that. Ain't no wrong guy this. Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, they got time for this. Let's get everybody in the room. Xbox Fan Fest, green shirts, and let's watch a guy just do this shit. And then he goes, you liked it? You liked it?
Well, it's amazing. And you guys had a great lineup of content across the board for Xbox fans. We'll look forward to seeing some more playable stuff on the show floor.
Yes.
And a big holiday, the best holiday in Xbox history, you're saying?
I think so. Like we have Gears, Forza, Fable, Halo, Call of Duty. I mean, you look at the lineup first and third party, it's an incredible time to be a gamer.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Fable went goodbye. But it was a good time. They did have games. I do have to say, like, he had the games. Those were real games. Some of them didn't amount to anything, but he had the games. Now he got no games. And he hadn't had games for 2016, 2017, 2018. He had like, you heard the list. He had a first party in 2015 and 2016. You heard the first party list. He rattled off a shit ton. That's why when we talk about Sony games and we're racking them off like that, right? Now you go, Starfield, delayed. Oh, shit. Well, there goes the whole year. Wow. You just got one game? You could add all Marvel IP, right? But this is just to show you the mentality. Like, when you go back, when you go now to look at this, like when you go here, and you go back and you look at this thing, right? Come back to this, right? We want somebody with a deep pool of talent, committed to quality, and deep pockets. Being a console first party in my past, I pinged both sides, Xbox and PlayStation. We don't have any big console deals, right? What would you like to do? Microsoft's strategy was to focus on their own IP, and they passed. And you think about it, Sony with their IP. They had what? They had a friggin' Uncharted 4 coming out. We're getting ready to go. They had Uncharted. They had Last of Us being they didn't have Last of Us. They had Uncharted coming out. They had Horizon coming out. Well, it came out already. Like Sony had a lot of IP that was being developed too. How do they focus on their IP? What was Sony's 2015? Let me see. I think that's when Uncharted got the lead. Let me see. "2015 PlayStation releases." What do we had here? PlayStation first party. I don't see where they were at. Like, Sony had first party. Where are they? Oh, I don't want a list of games, dude. Bloodborne. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, they show me a list of games here. But when you hear him racking off that list, dude, Uncharted Collection, 2015. And then what? Horizon was coming out, right? Horizon was coming out. 2016, 2017, God of War was being developed. And then you had Spider-Man coming out in the year God of War. Like, look at that, dude. They inked this deal down in 2014, and then 4 years later made Spider-Man with Insomniac. The Order. Oh, The Order was pretty good. It was short, but it was good. But look at that. Marvel said, we want to make the game, and in 4 years, Sony was able to make that game for them. And now look what they opened. Now they got Wolverine. And know what's funny, too? Is that even Nintendo had a Marvel game. I just don't think Microsoft wanted that IP. They just did not want Marvel. So weird, man. But they got Recore and Crackdown. That is the thing that I realized. Like, they just lost their identity. Horizon came out 2017? Not 2016. Okay, so Horizon came out 2017. Yeah, so like Sony had IP. I'm just trying to say, like, Sony had IP as well that they were working on. Like, you knew in the background they were making Last of Us and all that other stuff. Sony had IP. It wasn't like Sony didn't have IP and they were just like, okay, I guess we'll do Marvel. They just saw an opportunity here to make the best to make a Marvel game. And now, look what opened up the opportunities for them. Wolverine. I don't think Wolverine's going to be the last. And Microsoft now is on like the way they are with Game Pass. But Marvel's not going to go there unless they want to do some free-to-play phone game with them. But you heard the priorities. Like, they started shifting. Like, he came in there. He was like, hey, like, it was definitely a bait and switch. He's coming in here with these games that I don't think Phil had any say in these. I think these games are already in development from Don Matrick, who left the year before, and Phil just inherited all these games and then basically started thinning the herd of some of these games when he just didn't want them. And then you see, he's pushing HoloLens. He's pushing like Kinect still. They're talking about other games that he's making. And then all of a sudden, what happened? 2016, 2017, they went Game Pass. They went Sea of Thieves. They went State of K, buggy ass shit. Master Chief Collection came out as buggy as hell when that released. Like, it just started downhill from here. After Halo 5 released, it went downhill. And then they just went to no games. I showed the list last week. I showed how their games just got spread out. And this goes exactly to what I was showing. Like, he was racking off games from them. Exclusives, nonetheless. Exclusives. So they did have games. But you see the pivot. You see the mentality. Taking gamers time to talk about HoloLens. Talking about, like, these other games that you didn't show. About Crackdown 3 and Scalebound, just as name dropping. Oh, they're all coming out next year? Oh, no. Okay, then why are you bringing them all up? because it looks like they have a lot of games. That's what he's trying to do. But, and just like we did in that interview, he talks, and then he's like, yeah, gaming is all great, but, you know, if you want to reach people like with entertainment and things like, it's always that but. It's always that Microsoft bullshit. Yeah, right? When exclusives mattered. But when you hear that, though, just think, when somebody tells you right now they're good now, Microsoft has been best. Remember, they tell you how bad that Xbox One generation was. Dude, the first couple of years, they had a lot of shit going on. But they started pivoting. They started using those games, and then in the background started saying HoloLens, Skype, okay, services, this free-to-play games, and mobile. You heard. They started to pivot. And then they just went all out, full Ubisoft on everybody. Full Phil Ness, they went. This was partial Phil Ness. He was lying out his ass about HoloLens, because it's like, guys, well, we're at a gaming show. You're showing Minecraft, the game on HoloLens. Oh, does it hook up to your Xbox? Blah, blah, blah. Remember the VR talk? They want to be part of VR. They lost their identity, and Sony had them shook. Sony got the Xbox shook, and Xbox just scrambled around like a bunch of ants and just tried to figure out what to do, and then they said, hey, you know what? Game Pass. That's what we're doing. Fucking put all our games in a service and phone it in. Get a guy named Booty to ensure quality. Why not? You think? Yeah, that's all right. His name's Booty. Like, if he's in charge of quality, doesn't that seem a little like little off? I don't care. It's a service. Let's go. We'll fix it later. And that's what we went into. Fix it later. 343 talking the long-term game of Master Chief Collection. You think? Took them 4 years, 5 years to fix the goddamn thing. And give them more hardware. Why not? He's been telling us to wait for games for the last 4 years. But he's not telling you to wait to buy an Xbox. He's still putting out hardware. Still putting out controllers. And to go into the second point to this whole thing is that they pacified all this crap that they were talking about by buying studios. And I've said this so many times here. You don't need to buy studios to get games. You don't need to. You don't need to buy studios to get games. Sony didn't have to buy Marvel to get games. Marvel was saying, make a game with us. We need a studio, somebody who has experience and quality. It feels like, nah, you know what? We're good. This is what they want. They want this. They want Grounded coming out of goddamn... They want Xbox fans to make goddamn spreadsheets, because this is what they're doing. They want Grounded coming out of beta, because ain't nobody gives a shit about that. Deathloop, people are putting on this list. Microsoft never even confirmed Deathloop is coming to Game Pass or whatever. They're just assuming that. Sniper Elite 5, Pac-Man Museum, Assassin's Creed fucking Origins, For Honor, Shadowrun Trilogy, which is not even the Shadowrun that Xbox did. What the fuck's this game? 2 Point Campus, Midnight Fight Express, Darktide, Warhammer. Oh yeah, all Warhammer fans. Scorn, Alien Dicks. Hello Neighbor 2. Stalker 2 sometime. I heard they start back to developing. I'll give them Plague's Tale, but they don't even have that in Game Pass. I don't know why that's not in Game Pass. Dusk Falls, Atomic Heart, which I don't know when that's coming out. Party Animals, Pigeon Simulator, Replaced, Slime Rancher 2, and Somerville. What the fuck? What are we doing here? When people said they can't cancel Game Pass, this guy tweeted out, Gene Park. He goes, Gene Park, I mean, you don't want to play this? This is not a good sales pitch, dude. You got to go to salesman school because this is some bullshit. You're not going to sell anything. This is not a very enticing list right here, dude. I cancel Game Pass and you come back with this? Oh, what? You don't want to play these? No. Like, no. Look at this. Where's your big AAA games? Grounded's coming out of beta. Oh, excuse me? Yes, we need the story of why they're small as fuck. We do? Yeah, the story that you helped build, you know? That was the thing that was missing over the last 2 years that Grounded was in a beta when we're adding mosquitoes and butterflies and updates. Now that we put the insects in the game, now they're going to put a story in the game to say why they're small as fuck. There we go. Okay. That's a big mystery. Honey, I Shrunk Grounded. There we go. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I digress on this thing. But this is the other thing here. Where is it? Oh, I put it in. I tweeted this out earlier. Who's grounded? Who's grounded? Here we go. Bootleg Jez. Here we go. This is when Wolverine was announced, right? Remember the craziness from Xbox fans saying, where's our superhero game? And you could go back and asking for Wolverine games, a Hulk game. They've been asking about it, especially since 2008, since Marvel got big. And then Wolverine showed up on Microsoft's, on PlayStation stage. And here we go. Jez Gordon. Getting a load of DMs saying Xbox needs a superhero game to counter Spider-Man. As someone who doesn't care about superheroes, it's hard to relate. Motherfucker, all he does is play World of Warcraft. He is not even an Xbox gamer, dude. He's on an Xbox podcast. He don't play Xbox. This guy, he played World of Warcraft on PC. That's his shtick. But he's going to speak on behalf of all this, though. He's going to tell you why you shouldn't ask for it, though. Analytically, superhero IP costs money, impacts creative control, affects margins. Does a character magically make a game better? No, he's not interested, but he has a lot to say on it. Then Hazor goes, Jez, Marvel characters or superhero in general are bigger than your Master Chief for the casual audience, to be honest. Sony showing just Wolverine reserves millions of PS5s in the future. But then he says, you know, the check marks. Keep everybody in check. Just feels reactionary to me. Nobody cared until this week. Oh. Nobody cared until this week. But wait, let's go back to here. As someone who doesn't care about superheroes, it's hard to relate. But the first sentence here, it says, getting a load of DMs saying Xbox needs a superhero game. Just feels reactionary. What the fuck if it's reactionary or not? Marvel shopping around the IP in 2014 was reactionary to the success of Batman Arkham Asylum. Who gives a fuck if it's reactionary? If it gets you a superhero game, see, this is where the check marks, the bullshit. They're trying to control the message. Like, you don't want it. You don't want it. And first off, I don't know why you guys on Twitter are DMing him. Why are you DMing the check marks? Why are you DMing Paris and Jed? Why are you DMing them? You go, you at Phil. You at that dirty ass booty. You at the corporation, Xbox. You at them and say, where is our superhero game? You don't at these guys. He don't care about superhero games. And he says it's just reactionary. Nobody cares. Really? What does it matter if it's reactionary? If you're going to get a superhero game, who cares? But this is controlling the message. You don't want it. Don't mind the person behind the covered sheets. You don't want a superhero game. You don't want a superhero game. Ooh, where is it? Oh, you don't want a superhero game. Erase it from your memory. You asked for it, Sony's giving it, but you don't want it as Xbox fans. Sign up for FanFest. Drink the juice.
Yes, drink. Drink 2 shots of Phil Ness juice at FanFest. Remember why you're a fan. It's about Phil and the check marks. Don't mind. You don't want a superhero game. No, you don't want it. You want HoloLens. You want new consoles. You want Xbox Cloud. You want a thumbstick to stick in your ass to stream my shit games to you. Yes, you want a thumb drive to stick in your ass. Booty approved. I can stream games straight up your butthole. Yes, the cloud. You want to play on a 5-inch screen. Yes, cell phones are the future. No, you don't want XP. You don't want superhero quality games. Play on your phone. Yes, stream it over 5G. 5G's not good. 6G. DRM. Yes. Daily check-ins. Yes, that's what you want. You want to share. Yes, the share button. No, you don't want a share button. You want to reprogram it to order a pizza. Yes. You don't want superhero games. Checkmarks. Make sure they don't want superhero games. It will just be reactionary to the high quality of Spider-Man. Who the fuck says no to new games of a superhero game? Who says it's reactionary? Who? What kind of gamer denies games? Excuse me? Who are you? You don't even care about superhero games. Oh, why not? Because Xbox don't have a fucking superhero game. That's probably why you don't relate. Because Xbox don't have a superhero game. But fuck if they got the Hulk coming out, all of a sudden your motherfucker will be Jez at Hulk. Oh, Xbox did it. They got a superhero game. Now they'll compete with Spider-Man. Hurry, write this up on Windows Central. Great job, Microsoft response to Spider-Man. You will be the first fucking article out there. Who are you joking? This is what I mean, grinders. You want a real fucking gamer. You want a real fucking gamer. They will be the first fucking ones to write an article going, Microsoft's response to Sony's Spider-Man. They locked down Hulk. Meanwhile, nah, just feels reactionary. They don't need it. Because you know they're not going to do it. Because you know it's budget Game Pass bullshit. It's that fucking list that I showed you. That's the future of Xbox. What is it again? What are we talking about here? What game is it? Yeah, we don't want a superhero game, but fuck, we got party animals and fucking Pigeon Simulator. That's what we're talking about right now. And hell, if there's a big game this holiday, fuck, it's delayed again. That's okay. Who says no? Well, Microsoft said no. They said no to Marvel. They're like, no, thanks. Jez says that, the bootleg Jez says no, that's just reactionary. Oh, they had an opportunity before it was reactionary, and they still said no. So now it seems reactionary if they come out with a superhero game. Meanwhile, I see everybody yelling about how they want, the first game they went to was Gotham, Sidekick Batman game, to go into Game Pass. The game is releasing on Xbox anyway. If you did not care about it, you're hyping a game that you are supposedly excited for coming into a service so you don't have to buy it. Talk about fucking mental gymnastics. But the only way you're allowed to hype that game, you can't just be genuinely excited about Batman Arkham Knights. No, because that will mean that you would probably have to buy it, and all you fucking guys don't want to buy games. So in order for you to hype something, it has to be in Game Pass. So the only way for you to hype up Batman Arkham Knights is for it to be in Game Pass. I don't understand it.
So you really don't give a shit about Batman Arkham Knight unless it's in goddamn Game Pass. That's how fucking shallow you are as a goddamn gamer. And you got people out here making fun of fucking PlayStation dudes. That's some fucking mental bullshit right there. So if you were really excited about that game, you can't talk about it, though, until it's in Game Pass. Then you'll hype up the fucking game. Really. And then you got the check marks saying that, no, it's just reactionary if Microsoft did a superhero game. No, because you know you're not going to tease that because you know they will never do something like that. Because with the shit that they have, they're not going to do what Sony did with Spider-Man. Microsoft's not going to do that stuff. They got to make this bullshit for Game Pass. This is $15 a month right here, motherfuckers. Here it is. Would you buy any of these games? Like, $15, I probably would buy Plague's Tale and call it a fucking day. Instead of exposing myself to all this Midnight Fight Express and fucking 2-bit campus, or what the fuck they're talking about here. As dusk falls my ass. What is Slime Rancher 2? Slime Rancher 1 came out like fucking a decade ago. There's that much story that we waited for Slime Rancher 2? Are we missing something? Is something evolved? I felt like Slime Rancher 2 was announced 3 years ago. The first game was like on fucking Xbox Games with Gold when it was actually decent. Which was definitely 7 years ago. And we did hyping up Slime Rancher 2. That came out with Games with Gold. What? Grinders, like, hit that like button because this is some real shit. All right, I don't blow smoke up your ass. Yeah, Slime Rancher 2 coming to Game Pass. Slime Rancher 1 was Games with Gold in 2017.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output.
That's always been a hit on the company on that. Whenever I hear some criticism.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
lied. Like I think we've gone through times
not to
where we've
throw
done
mud on you,
Yeah.
but I have to know that's a fair. I think it's something fair to say.
It is fair to say. And
I'm trying to use the phone!
Surrounded your given name with a foul stench. From this day forth, all the toilets in this kingdom shall be known as John's.
August Games with Gold, Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher 2, the sequel that everybody's waiting for. What is it, more slime? I don't know what the hell they're doing. But that's the stuff that's in Game Pass. But no, Reactionary, if there's a superhero game. Oh, no, that's just Reactionary. No, we don't want any games to come to the platform as a reaction to Spider-Man. Oh, no. We want original games. Like Call of Duty for $70 billion to come to our platform after a year and a half of people watching Xbox stock and Bobby Kodak's dirty ass. That's how we want games to come. Not a reaction to Spider-Man. Oh, no. Nobody cared about superhero games. We don't want that. No. But $7 billion and I can get to wait for Starfield, whatever the fuck that comes out, and Redfall, whatever that comes out. But that's the way I want my games. I don't want them reactionary. We don't want superhero game reactionary. But let's spend $77 billion to get games that will come into our platform anyway. That's the way I would. That's the games you should be asking for from the check marks. The check marks say $77 billion of Microsoft to get games that will come into Xbox anyway. Starfield, Call of Duty, all those games will come in there anyway. Nah. $77 billion and waste your time with lawyers and waste the gamers' time without putting games out. Why not? That's the way you should get games. But no, You want to do a Marvel deal? You want to get Reactionary? No. Nobody's asks for that. You know? Yeah, because everybody asked for Microsoft to buy Activision too, right? That's the way, and that's the way to get games according to all the Xbox now. Like, you got to buy all these studios in 2018. No games. You heard Phil. You heard him, right? Like, you heard him, right? In 2015, you heard him. Yes, I did, Toolman. After he announced the Xbox One X for $500 and told me to play all my backwards compatibility games again, and I was like, done. I'm not paying $500 for another Xbox. I'm going to spend that money, and I'm going to go buy a PlayStation 4 Pro. And that's when Sony showed the Spider-Man, and I was like, done. I was like, there you go. And then I played Uncharted, and I was done. I was like, that's it. I'm done wasting my time with Xbox. It's a waste of time. This guy's promising all this shit. It's never amounted to anything. He said VR is coming to Xbox. Never did. PlayStation launched their VR, and I wound up loving that too. It's like, dude, it was just ridiculous. You could not deny what PlayStation was doing in 2015, 2016 with their games, and then what was coming. It just sealed the deal with God of War and all that other stuff. But after I played Uncharted 4, I was like, there was nothing ever I experienced on Xbox like that. And everybody said, oh, their online sucks. Their online was better and smoother and faster and more reliable than Xbox. I had so many issues with Xbox Bluetooth wireless, like with wireless chat, with all the accessories. You had to buy, when you got the Xbox, you had to wait for dongles to come out to chat with your friends because the controller didn't have a headphone jack in the Xbox for the first 2 years. It didn't have a headphone jack in the Xbox controller. You had to wait for this dongle. You had to buy this dongle for $30, or you had to order it to come with them headsets. And only specific headsets came with this dongle so you could chat with your friends. Meanwhile, I had Bluetooth, amazing wireless one-piece earpieces for the 360. We went backwards. You had all these $30 dongles that you had to stick to your controller in order to have a headphone jack because they did not have it natively in the controller. It was a lot of bullshit. Snap was pretty damn cool, but they took that away. Then they tried to throw Cortana in there. Took that away. It was all just test case, like it was all Windows bullshit. But, yeah, it was a proprietary headset jack. Exactly. They were a mess. But they had games, though. You heard them. They had games. And I thought they were going to fix it, but they just went completely the other way. And then I got a PlayStation after he said 5. I was like, and this is what I said. And you go back and listen to the podcast I said in 2016. I said, if Phil Spencer comes out on stage and says the One X is $400, then they care about the console space and want to be competitive. If he comes out and announces another $500 Xbox on E3 stage after getting laughed off the stage of the 2013, then they don't care about the console and they just want to do their own thing and cloud. And that's what he did. He came out there and he announced a $500 Xbox. And then on top of that, with no games. And told me that play all the games you've been playing with us better. And I'm like, what? I played Gears. I don't want to play it again. I want to play new games. Well, Crackdown 3 is delayed. What else is there? Well, Master Chief Collection's getting a 4K update. What? I don't want to play. That's old games remastered again. I don't want to play decade-old games again. What are the new games? And there it starts. And then Sony dropping Spider-Man, God of War, Uncharted, Horizon, like fucking Detroit Become Human. That's Stranding. Like that's done, man. The coin flipped. And that's my story. I've said it a bunch of times, but like that's it. That's what happened. And then I played Uncharted 4, and I was like, holy geez. Like, I was like this. I was like, oh, I was like.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
And that was
Holy
it.
Spirit, activate. Activate.
I was like,
Activate.
holy Jesus. Like, I stood up and clapped. I was like, oh my God, that is incredible. That mission, man, when you're dragging on top, on jumping from car to car, I was like, holy crap. And then I played it again in the remastered version this year. I was like, holy, like, incredible. But you hear you hear this stuff. Because I want to know, are we going in the chat here and do you see people go, he needs to buy studios. Xbox is in trouble. I feel like, in Phil we trust. He's going to be Xbox Shuhei Yoshida, somebody says. And then here's somebody 10 months ago, shout out to Andy594, in hindsight, this is probably the most embarrassing E3 interview ever. No wonder Phil Ness didn't want me to read it. 6 years ago, Phil Spencer's the man. 6 years ago, say what you want. Phil Spencer's an incredible professional. The way he carries himself is near impeccable. Never bombastic, always respectful, and the right amount of lively. He tackles questions such as the topic of the new Xbox One revision and reassuring for current consumers and pointing towards an exciting future. His contributes and passion to games makes him more than just a PR dream come true. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, ZI, wherever you are, 6 years, I got to tell you something. The industry needs more people like him. Let's see what they said. Phil Spencer's the man. Xbox is love. Xbox is life. I hope everybody's okay 6 years ago. I hope you guys are okay. But you know what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't see anybody in the comments going, Xbox is in trouble. They need to buy studios. They're in trouble. Do you like the things you hear now, how Xbox One was, right? I don't hear that they were in trouble. And, I don't hear that. I don't see anybody saying they got to buy studios, right? You know what? Maybe it was in 2017. Maybe 2017 is when they said Xbox has to buy studios. Because, Xbox was in trouble, right? We're better now.
Welcome to E3 2017.
It's Klepek.
We have a chance today to sit down with the head of Xbox. Right. And
3 years after he turned down Marvel.
That's just, it's stuck. So with Scorpio, trademarks and stuff, as I'm sure you guys are.
Oh, Scorpio, the most powerful console ever.
So trying to land global rights, landed on that, and the only challenge I think we have is SXS, trying to do the differentiation. But it's and I had to make sure I enunciated well on stage. Yeah, we have a line, not to just go all PR on you, but we've got the Xbox One S, which we know for most people.
How many times have we heard this before, dude?
It's $249 right now. Maybe people go into
That's right. Is not going to happen because 4K it seems like a little more achievable in terms of sort of how developers can scale for that.
This 4K Blu-ray drive is interesting to me, so I can go
There's really not that much stuff. You get a 4K TV, and once you go into the on-demand and Netflix.
Somebody like you who's played games, knows what 60 frames per second is, knows what the difference between 1080p and 4K is. Somebody that says, hey, third-party games, first-party games, I want the things just going to play the games better than any other console out there. That's who we designed this for. So, next year, we're going to sell a lot more S's than we are of the X. There's just no doubt about that. And we knew that all along. And this is some of the narrative around, okay, where should we put this, both from a price point standpoint, and is this the thing that brings, that's going to rise Xbox up? I'm about keeping our customers happy, gaining new customers through our S console and the work that we do both on Windows and everywhere else. And this is for a gamer who's in the experience today, whether a PC gamer or you've got a current gen console, and you say, I want the very best version of the games that's out there. That's the box that we designed.
How much of a technical challenge was it to get the OG Xbox?
So, not that people have to care about this, it's hard because some of these games are 15 years old, and you go search.
So talking about old games in
you were
2017.
talking about music rights before this started. The original Xbox games will play better on S and X just the same way the 360 games do.
Is there any technical reason you guys couldn't at some point bring sort of Xbox 360 original Xbox compatibility to Windows at all? Is that something that will always just be?
Oh my God.
I think we've got a lot of work to do ahead of us, but I'm excited.
A lot of third-party games, like a lot of third-party games, are going to be enhanced by running on the X. I think people were hoping to see a little more. What is Microsoft first-party working on? Obviously, Halo 5 came out not too long ago. Gears of War 4 just came out. See if these is coming, but people wondering what big new worlds are they working on?
Right.
So, can you speak to what
They're asking that
Microsoft's investment in first-party, and I guess specifically sort of like new worlds that you're sort of working on for the
Yeah,
future?
you know, I've seen some of the stuff that you've written and people kind of asking and questioning about our investment in first party and how important that is, both as a gamer who says, hey, I just want things to go play so my kid's not chewing on my controller, if I remember that line. But what?
Well,
was that?
Yep. It was, let me be clear.
What?
I own 3 of these controllers. One's on my PC, one's on my Xbox.
Deflection.
I was like, I'm playing.
Ask about Phil Spencer's first party. He's like, I read your tweet.
Owned. That's how you know he pays attention.
I do pay attention. I read it.
You know what? It's because when I tweeted that, then people started including you.
No,
in the
don't
tweet
try to.
chain.
I
That's what
follow
I'm
you.
gonna say.
I follow you.
I know.
No, it's so. I mean, you and I have actually been doing this for a while.
There you go, deflection.
This sounds like total PR line. Like,
Uh-huh.
I love my job. I love being a gamer.
Uh-huh.
I've been a gamer since I was a young kid playing games with my dad. And like I care about our platform, and I want to make it as good as I possibly can as the head of Xbox. When I started this job 3 years ago, hardware was a real focus for us because I thought we had more work to do there. And S we shipped last year, X is coming out this year.
Right.
I love our hardware line. Xbox Live was something I really wanted to focus on in terms of cross-platform.
Dude, he just asked,
getting it
where's
on
your
iOS,
first-party
Android.
games? He said, where's your first-party games? That's what he said. You know, people, you got a lot of third-party here saying that's going to be enhanced. Where's your first-party games? You dropped Halo 5. What's going on? You shut down Studio. What's going on? And so he had to knee-jerk react, and he bought a bunch of Okie Dokie Studios. Ninja Theory is the only good one. And he went on a studio buying spree after they shut down studios and canceled games. Right? He just asked him a simple question. Where's your first-party games? I love my job. I read your tweets. You hear the deflection. This is 2017, dude. And we're still asking that question in 2022.
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here. And we see parents with the family.
And they couldn't. They turned down Marvel. They turned down Marvel. Oh, goodness gracious.
Windows, focusing on our stuff coming to Windows because I really want people to play great games on the devices they want to go play.
What are the games?
First party, my previous job was head of first party, is a critical part of that equation.
I asked you one question.
Yesterday, sitting here today, showing our games, it was about 42 games, filling up the time. But I know people want to see what we're investing in new. And we are investing in new things. We've signed things just recently that I thought about, hey, from a PR standpoint, it'd be really easy for me to go put a trailer on screen, even though I know the game's not coming for 2.5, 3 years.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. And I understand certain people will say, well, hey, that'll give me.
What did he just say? What did he just say? Do you see? I'm going to pull like Event Horizon on your ass. Do you see? Dude, this shit writes itself. What did he just say? You turned down Marvel. You hear what he just said? I don't want to put trailers. Did you hear that?
On screen, even though I know the game's not showing our games, it was about 42 games, filling up the time. But I know people want to see what we're investing in new. And we are investing in new things. We've signed things just recently that I thought about, hey, from a PR standpoint, it'd be really easy for me to go put a trailer on screen, even though I know the game's not coming for 2.5, 3 years.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. And I understand certain people will say, well, hey, that gives me confidence in the future of Xbox. This is kind of a cheesy line, but I'll say, trust that this is important to us as a platform. From the CEO of the company on down, if you talk to Satya about it, he would say, I understand we need to invest in content in the gaming space. And that is important, and we are going to invest. And I love the games that we showed. Sea of Thieves, I thought Crackdown looked fantastic. I thought State of Decay looked really good. Super Lucky's Tales, a new first-party game. We got to re-announce Ori, the next Ori coming out, and Ori's one of my favorite games, frankly, of all
Not
time.
that people played that game.
That is a fantastic game. But I know what you're asking about. It's like, hey, there's kind of big AAA console
kinds
games.
of things that only the Microsofts, the Sonys, the
That's
Nintendos
right.
of the world can put the resources, like platform holders.
Shaking his
Only
boots.
certain types of games those sorts of companies can make.
Yeah, and I hear that, and I'm committed to that. So it's
still doing
and
it.
Today, now, I wanted to talk about things that if you go buy this console this year, you're going to get to go play in this year. But I hear that question, and I don't want your kid chewing on the controller anymore. So I'll continue to work to deliver games there. And it's like we did it on hardware, we did it on platform.
He's still going.
And compatibility and everything, and we will do this on first party as well. It is critically important.
Well, Phil,
Wow. Struggling. Grind is struggling. He asked his simple question. You showed a lot of third-party games and talking about how they're going to look better and best on the Scorpio or the 1X. But where's your first-party games? Oh, I love my job. I saw your kid tweet, and you heard all the talk around, all the deflection. Checkmark style. Shout out to 163 people watching. Hit that like button, please. If it's amazing, you guys coming through on a impromptu show. You know tomorrow's gonna be fire. Because we're just getting started with this stuff. Because this is stuff I didn't even like. I just was like, where was their mentality back then? And then we go back and listen to these interviews, and you hear what he was saying back then. And now, you want me to show the 2017 E3 compilation? Oh my God. But that really, the thing is that it's not even twisted. It's not even, PlayStation's not even in this picture. Like, if it is like a double death blow. They are death blowing themselves. Phil he's tripping over he's walking with 2 left feet, dude. With the shoelaces tied. Like, we know what Sony did in 2017. Like, that just is like a nail in the coffin for this. But do you hear, like, I just don't want to put trailers on stage of games that I know are not coming. That's all he did. It's all he's been doing. Trailers on stage to games that he knows not coming. Perfect Dark, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2. Because he said it gives you confidence. That's why he's doing it. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing how that changed. He could not answer the question about their first party. So they pivoted. We're investing. We bought studios 2018. And then to respond to that pressure that he was getting in 2017, he came out in 2018 and announced that they purchased those studios. But he didn't show any trailers. He didn't show any games. He just said we bought studios. And guess what? 4 years later, we're sitting here, no games. Halo was a game that was supposed to come out 2 years ago. Got delayed and still trying to patch its shit together. Avowed, Everwild was shown in 2019. Where's that? And in 2020, where's that? We'll talk about the Starfield developer that just got delayed, and we talked about like what's going on with that game. Shit, that's $7 billion problem that he inherited with Bethesda. We're talking about before they even bought Bethesda. They still can't run their own studios. But this has been going on, dude. What's up, William? How you doing? This has been going on for years now. But we're better now than we were then. You heard his swagger and his confidence in Achilles back then. And then you hear the stuttering, the deflection, I take my job seriously. I've been doing it for a long time. I hear you. I'm going to do it. What happened? In 2016, you're like, hey, you like HoloLens? You like it? You like it? Oh, yeah. And we got Scalebound, Crackdown, this and that. Oh, wow. All coming in 2016? Oh, well, not all coming. Maybe some of them coming sooner. The swagger. Swagger Jagger. There he is, Swagger Man. Going D-Lo Brown style with a shaking his head. Swagger. And then a stuttering crazy person when you just say, hey, Phil, where's your first party games? You're coming out with all this hardware. You came out with an S, came out with a Project Scorpio, had the power. Where are the games? Nah. I don't want to put them on stage and tease you. That's all he's been doing for the last 3-4 years. Launched another console with trailers and no gameplay of games that he knew were not coming. And he told you right there. He lost his integrity. He lost it, dude. Oh, yeah, Twisted. I'll talk about it. It's patched again. Starfield is using the creation engine. Oh, don't worry, dude. That's why I tell you again, Grinds Adamus, again. But this is where I'm saying is like, while he was stuttering about not having first-party games, his response was to buy studios to get games. He bought those studios. Do you have games? No, you don't. Meanwhile, Sony released 2 Spider-Mans, announced a Wolverine game, and has a Spider-Man plan for next year, releasing the sequel to God of War. Since this guy said this, 2017, right? Sony couldn't do any worse right here. Sony couldn't put the nail in the coffin. Anytime. Here it is. I don't know what the music is, but I'm just going to let it go. Here's Sony's 2017 highlight reel. Phil Spencer stuttering, asking, where's your first party games? Here's the other foot. Lost Legacy, Horizon. He needs to go. The management's a problem. The management's the problem. Look at this. Sony showing VR games. Jesus, it doesn't end. It's crazy, man. Wipeout. Phil's talking about old ass games. Oh, Rare Replay is going to play better. It's a golf game, goddamn. Crazy, man. Crazy. Third party, first party. It's all there. It's all there, man. But there's a game. Like, but it's not even. The thing is that we know what Sony did, dude. Yes, we know what Sony did.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
We knew what they did. And now when you see his response that he had to buy studios in order to get games, which he still hasn't gotten games to the platform as of 2022. 5 full years later. Sony's been putting out sequels to the games they released in 2018, in 2017. Sony's putting out the sequels, plus having new games coming out, more IP with Knights of the Old Republic and Wolverine. It's ridiculous. And to know that Marvel was looking when Marvel Cinematic Universe was hidden, and Microsoft said, no, we want to focus on our IP in 2014, and 2 years later, Phil couldn't even talk about first-party IP. He stuttered. Just think that. August 2014, Marvel is asking to do stuff with their IP to make a best Batman, a Batman version of their game, like the best superhero game. And other ones, it says. That's what it said. It said and other. You know, it didn't just stop. It wasn't just a Spider-Man deal. It says here that could beat Arkham and have one game at least, and maybe multiple games that could drive adoption of your platform. That was Marvel's sales pitch. Pitched around in 2014, and then Microsoft says, no, we want to focus on our own IP. What's up, CTR? We want to focus on our own IP, they say. They pass on the Marvel deal. And just to think, 2014, 3 years later, Phil is stuttering to Patrick Klepek about their first-party output. The guy asks a simple question. Here.
Investing in new, and we are investing in new things. We've signed things just recently that I thought about, hey, from a PR standpoint, it'd be really easy for me to go put a trailer on screen, even though I know the game's not coming for 2.5, 3 years.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. And I understand.
And what did he not put on screen that come in 2.5 and 3 years? Nothing came out. What's up, Jemiah? Klepek asked a simple question, Phil. And he turned down Marvel and multiple games that they could make in 2014, 2015, end of 2014, just to say, because they wanted to focus. The reason was because they wanted to focus on their IP. In an interview in 2017, this is how Phil Spencer answers about their IP.
Microsoft first party working on. Obviously, Halo 5 came out not too long ago. Gears of War 4 just came out.
Yeah.
See if these is coming, but people wondering what big new worlds are they working on?
Right.
So, can you speak to what Microsoft's investment in first party, and I guess specifically sort of like new worlds that you're sort of working on for the
Yeah,
future?
you know, I've seen some of the stuff that you've written and people kind of asking and questioning about our investment in first party and how important that is, both as a gamer who says, hey, I just want things to go play so my kid's not chewing on my controller, if I remember
Deflection.
that line.
But you see, he has some levity, some levity to the interview. But he says, I see a lot of people writing stuff about what is our investment in first party. 3 years ago, you turned down Marvel because you wanted to focus on your first party IP per the book. 3 years later, you're getting questioned, what is your investment? Jemiah says that to focus on Halo.
I know.
No, it's so. I mean, you and I have actually been doing this for a while.
Uh-huh.
Like
Just look at the struggle to answer. Where's your first party games?
I love my job. I love being a gamer. I've been a gamer since I was a young kid playing games with my dad. And like I care about our platform, and I want to make it as good as I possibly can as the head of Xbox. When I started this job 3 years ago, hardware.
You're fired.
Done with this shit. Dude, you can just go back and look up Phil's interviews, and it's all lies, man. It's all lies. And think about what he said back then. And after these interviews, he said, oh, well, I don't want to put trailers up to games that are not coming, right? And you had all the Twitter check marks and the Xbox podcast going, Xbox. Phil has a lot of games. He just didn't want to announce them at the show. Then in 2018, he announced the studios. Oh, I got studios now. We invested on first party. He's burning the clock. That's right, Ryan. But they turned down Marvel 3 years ago because they wanted to focus on their IP. And 3 years later, he can't even answer the question straight up without going into like, I really love my job. I like deflections, dude. Where are your first-party games? You're showing us this more powerful console. Where are the games for it? And then to think, this was 2017. He launched with Lucky's Tales. Crackdown got delayed. Ass. Crackdown was supposed to launch with the Series X. The One X. Got delayed to trash. Cloud, and it was a joke. Crackdown 3, he's carrying the name around. And to think, this would happen in 2017, talking about power, but didn't have first-party games. Deja vu, anyone? What did he just do with the Series X? What did he do for the Series X? The same goddamn thing. No first-party lineup to represent the Xbox, another console that he launched. After he abandoned the One X the year before, the summer before. It's done. No future. It's done. Cyberpunk console was the end of it. Listen. And what's crazy is that you listen to all these interviews and you see all the tweets that came out and all the Xbox podcasts, all hyping up everything he said, and it amounted to nothing. It was a one-night hangover. It was a one-night stand with Phil. You do your pod. Oh, Phil said it'll be fine 4 years ago. Nobody held him accountable for all this bullshit that he said, except for the Grindhouse. And others, but the Grindhouse. Because I've been saying this shit, because I saw right through all the lies. Because I'm like, this is not coming true. This is not like, oh, we believe in generations. Oh, we made the game cross-gen. Dude, that's pennies compared to the shit that this guy was talking about. What happened to HoloLens detecting my controller and my Xbox, Phil? What happened to that? What happened to Cortana? What happened to Kinect? What happened to Snap? What happened to all this shit? What happened to the share button? What happened to the Elite controller? Where's Elite 3 with the share? Like, what's going on? And in 2017, you were challenged. Where are your games? And what do? You go buy a bunch of hokey dokey studios. Compulsion Games. We bought State of Decay devs. Yeah. Like, come on, man. But Marvel, now you find out Marvel came over to you with all their IP and to make multiple games. And you wanted to focus. That was all bullshit. We want to focus on our IP. And what's crazy is that Sony took this deal up, made Spider-Man, and still was able to do Uncharted's Last of Us, God of War, new IP, and Ghost of Tsushima's Death Stranding. Detroit Become Human. Sony was still able to release first-party IP and new IP in addition to meeting the needs of Marvel and making the best superhero game ever. And on top of that, we have a VR system as well. Oh, and we got a service right now that's going to put Game Pass on Watch. And that comes out next month. Sony is just firing on all cylinders. How? They're poor. They don't have Microsoft money. How does this happen? It all goes back to what Phil said in 2014. All the other shit is meaningless if you don't have the games. Guess what, dude? You don't have the games. So all this other shit is meaningless. And if you want to listen to that quote, go back 2 hours ago when the Grindhouse started. There's a big bite, this thing is. A lot on my mind about this stuff because all this shit's real, man. All this thing's coming true. This is all the stuff I said. I complained about these interviews when he was doing them. Like, where are the games, dude? Years later, still asking the same question. But you still got people telling me I shouldn't react this way. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh, it's just another delay. Who cares? You're right, who cares? You don't care, so shut up. But the guy's been lying to you left and right. So, all that other shit, he said it. Oh, well, Skype and Twitch and all that other stuff is meaningless if you don't have the games. I don't want to put trailers up there. I could easily put trailers up there. Let's leave you with the one little thing that I just can't believe that he said this thing. And that's all he's been doing for the last 3 years.
More work to do there. And S, we shipped last year. X is coming out this year.
Right.
I love our hardware line. Xbox Live was something I really wanted to focus on in terms of cross-platform, getting it on iOS, Android, Windows, focusing on our stuff coming to Windows, because I really want people to play great games on the devices they want to go.
But what's interesting is that, yeah, Slow and Stay. What's up, Jose? How you doing, man? Yo, if you're around tomorrow, you want to come on, feel free. Come on, man. You're welcome back. I know you had some mic issues last time, but yeah, make sure the mic comes on. Come on tomorrow. We're going to be fired tomorrow. We got some things to talk about. But this thing here, do you see? He's basically telling you about his job. He's saying, like, well, we had to fix the hardware issue. So the S we launched last year, the X we're doing this year. You hear that basically everything but the games took priority. That's why we don't have them. That's his answer. I'll leave it one more time. I'll listen to it.
On in terms of cross-platform, getting it on iOS, Android, Windows, focusing on our stuff coming to Windows, because I really want people to play great games on the devices they want to go play. Our first party, my previous job was head of first party, is a critical part of that equation. Yesterday, sitting here today, showing our games, it was about 42 games filling up the time. But I know people want to see what we're investing in new. And we are investing in new things. We've signed things just recently that I thought about, hey, from a PR standpoint, it'd be really easy for me to go put a trailer on screen, even though I know the game's not coming for 2.5, 3 years.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. And I understand certain people will say, well, hey, that gives me confidence in the future of Xbox. This is kind of a cheesy line, but I'll say, trust that this is important to us as a platform. From the CEO of the company on down, if you talk to Satya about it, he would say, I understand we need to invest in content in the gaming space. And that is important, and we are going to invest. And I love the games that we showed. Sea of Thieves, I thought Crackdown looked fantastic. I thought State of Decay looked really good. Super Lucky's Tales, a new first-party game. We got to re-announce Ori, the next Ori coming out, and Ori's one of my favorite games, frankly, of all time.
Not that people played that game.
That is a fantastic game. But I know what you're asking about. It's like, hey, there's kind of big AAA console
kinds
games.
of things that only the Microsofts, the Sonys, the Nintendos of the world can put the resources, like platform holders. Only certain types of games those sorts of companies can make.
Yeah, and I hear that, and I'm committed to that. So
I don't need to say anything.
And today, now, I wanted to talk about things that if you go buy this console this year, you're going to get to go play in this year. But I hear that question, and I don't want your kid chewing on the controller anymore. So I'll continue to work to deliver games there. And it's like we did it on hardware, we did it on platform and compatibility and everything, and we will do this on first party as well. It is
amazing, right? He thought Crackdown looked great, right? Yeah, he did. This shit just writes itself, man. Shit just writes itself. All promises. What was it? Where is it? He thought Crackdown looked great. And then what happened? They'll wait for the multiplayer. It's coming at Gamescom. Well, they went to Comic-Con and Crackdown failed. Was it 2017? Crackdown's a goddamn joke. I'm not even wasting my time on Crackdown because we know what happened. He said it looked great, though, at E3. But then at Comic-Con, they showed the cars all on top of each other, and then they delayed it, and the multiplayer was supposed to come at Gamescom, never did. Man, Nick knows my soundboard. I'm going to have to change it up for you guys.
I don't play this game.
But there you go. Hit that like button, everybody. It's been burning the midnight oil here on a Sunday night. But yeah, sounds like Crossfire X, right? But yeah, I'm going to get ready. We're going to get the show going tomorrow. Got a lot to talk about on the other aspects of it. But this whole thing with this Marvel and this whole concept of getting studios to make games, nobody was saying that. Nobody was said Microsoft's in trouble. But in 2017, Phil got pressure on them because they didn't have first party. So they reacted. Oh, reaction. Oh, but Jez Corner's not going to like that because that looks too, you don't want, that's reactionary. Well, he reacted and they bought a bunch of okie dokie studios that in 2018 was still here in 2020 and have not seen gameplay to majority of those games. State of Decay 3. I don't know what Compulsion's working on. Hellblade 2, I guess is the most we saw of anything. Who else did he buy? Fable? Playground Games, I guess you could say they released Forza. What are you doing here? But anyway, thank you. But yeah, you see all the Phil Ness, man. 2015 was it. But you see the mentality, HoloLens, all this other stuff. But it's all about the games. And it became about everything else. And he contradicted himself where he said in 2014 when he came on, he's like, if it's not about the games, all the other stuff doesn't matter. Twitter, all that other stuff. And look, all he's doing now is hyping up everything else but the games. That's the stuff that's getting delayed. That's the stuff that drives the subscriptions. And that's the stuff that's lacking. And their first party is still lacking since 2017. After they bought studios, after they bought publishers. And $77 billion later, you're still going, Xbox does not have a game or even know what their games are going to be because we have yet to see gameplay. Amazing. Amazing. We're talking years, ladies and gentlemen. Years. 5 years. We're not talking about a season. We're not talking about a month, a couple of weeks. And I can't even show what Sony and Nintendo have been releasing while Microsoft is still trying to figure it out. People say 2013 was the fall of Xbox. No, it wasn't. It was 2015, 2016. 2016, 2017 was when they lost their identity. They lost the games. You heard them rattling off games before. Now, he's showing trailers of games that he knows is not coming. He said he doesn't want to do that. 27. I could usually just show trailers of games I know are not coming anytime soon, but I don't want to do that. I want you to trust me. Boom, that went out the window. Know why? Because probably people going, where are the games? You're spending all this money, but you have nothing to show for it. So then you put the trailers out there. It's not for you, the gamer. Because if that was you, the gamer, it would show the gameplay. But no, it's for more of, oh, well, all those people that they bought there are pumping. They have a lot of games in the development. We haven't done our best work. That's right, Tool Man. You hear it all before. But yeah, they turned down Marvel to work on their IP 3 years later. And now, to this day, their first-party IP is null and void. There's a list somewhere. But just think, we're going to have all this IP from Sony from Marvel deal. And it's not going to end. Nintendo even got some Marvel IP going on there. Xbox didn't get anything because they wanted to work on their first-party IP. I don't even think the fact that they turned it down, but the reason. Oh, baby. This shit writes itself. But I want to thank everybody. Hit that like button. Share it out. Grindhouse tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, 8:15, around that time. We're going to have a list of things to talk about. I got some stuff. We'll talk about the Starfields. Oh, Jesus. Oh. We'll talk about all the check marks. And we'll talk about some of the, what else is there? There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll probably bring this on up to the guests. We'll see if we get some people on there. Oh, my God. The Halo Season 2 Oh, my God. Yes. Halo Season 2. That's a mess. Game Pass. The Starfield. Oh. Yep. And the 3 C's. And Herman Holtz. Showing quality James Bond. Well, thank you, everybody. Hit that like button. Quality content right here. Share it out. And thank you so much. Last week's Grindhouse was the biggest watch. It was my largest watch show ever, I think. I want to thank everybody and just keep on supporting it. I appreciate it. It keeps me grinding. Let's go. See you guys tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody. Later.